All right, welcome back, people, to MG Sports TV. Hopefully, guys are doing good. Now, we're going to speak about Hallgrimsson squad selection. I know that nothing's happening right now where the Reggae Boyz are concerned, but this is a topic that I wanted to touch on. But because the competition was going on, I didn't necessarily want to touch on it during the competition, so I have the time now to touch on it. Now, I want you guys to look at the profile of players that Hallgrimsson are bringing in. Also, the type of system that Hallgrimsson is now deploying. Just keep that in mind. This video itself surrounds Hallgrimsson deployment of his players, of his team. I've played 4 games so far in the last 4 games. Well, 1-2, drawn 2. But what really happened, what really changed in those last 4 games? Before I get into that, people, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're here for the first time. Now, at the end of the video, I want to go into the comment section and tell me what you think about the things that I've spoken about. Really want to hear what you guys have to say about it. I do think many persons might not understand, especially if you're not football savvy, if you're just a general supporter. So maybe this video is probably for the football savvy persons then. No. Let's get into it. 1, if you guys watch the Reggae Boyz particularly over years now, we're not necessarily the best tactically set up team. We're normally quite good at going out there and grind out results. We're really, really good at going out there and grind out results. Yes, we're still grinding and getting games, but it's not just a matter of grinding. You can see how better we are. We're tactically better. Not saying technically, because there's a major difference. A lot of persons understand that when you're technically good, it means that your ball handling skills, your pass, your control, all those things is a technical ability. But your tactical ability is where you are on the pitch. What are you able to do in particular moments of the game? And these are the difference now with Hallgrimsson team. So as I said, over the years, the Reggae Boyz are not necessarily associated with a more tactical team. But definitely what we were really good at is being rallied up and going out there with a lot of passion, a lot of heart, a lot of desire, and try and get the result. Now, since Hallgrimsson came into the job, you can see where the tactical aspect of our game has significantly improved. Not just a matter of changing style, changing system, but also when the recruitment, the type of players that he's bringing in, or the type of players that he's deploying. Many might not understand. For example, Amar Bell, left-sided centre-back, left-sided wing-back, left-back, 3 different positions. Mikel Antonio, falls 9 in some sense, post 9, that are the what they call target man. So even though these players are before, but what I'm saying is how he's deploying his team. I'm referring to. So even like Bob Reid, in the last couple of games, Bob Reid played the number 10 for the Reggae Boyz. He played the number 10 role for the Reggae Boyz. Even though he started off the game out wide, he drifts inside and playing like a number 10 to add number in midfield. It add more numbers. No, the thing with Damian Lewis, this is not the first that we've seen Damian Lewis deployed in the midfield, but this is possibly the most efficient we've seen him being deployed in the midfield. So what do I mean? What do I mean by that? What do I mean by Hallgrimsson being the team being more tactical? Not saying that the other coaches weren't necessarily tactical, but it was not necessarily clear. Hard for us to really understand what we're trying to do. I think under Hallgrimsson, there's a bit more clarity, a bit more understanding of what we're trying to do. We played against Mexico, trying to build from the back, trying to overload in the midfield, with a lot of workman type players, try to utilize the wide areas, then get the ball inside, direct inside. So we can see these things now start building. These are things that we never necessarily see throughout this time period. No, other than that, let me move on to, as I said, is selection. No, the last 4 games, as I mentioned earlier in the video, 1-2, drawn 2. The difference in those games are just some slight tweaks, some slight tactical tweak. First game we played against Canada in Jamaica, we lost a game. Hallgrimsson said, "No, what? Our midfield lacks something." What exactly is it that our midfield lack? Our midfield lack someone who is very robust, get into the tackles, are not afraid, and probably just ruffle up the midfield. But one thing for sure, I think this is something that we're used to by now, that we don't tentatively keep the ball. So guess what? Get a more workman-like midfield. That's the reason why many people might argue about Joe Latibodiere being in the midfield, and Hallgrimsson consistently was using him in midfield solely because of his workman-like nature. Because that's what Hallgrimsson wants. He wants to deploy players who can work specifically in the middle of the park. Now, when you realize in recent time, just having Joel Latibodiere working alone, that's not necessarily enough. Need someone who can intercept, break play, push the team forward in some sense. And that's when Damian Lowe comes in the picture. And maybe, just maybe, he might find himself the formula to unlocking the Jamaica national team full potential. And we have seen it. We have seen it against the USA. And these are teams that many of us would say that, boy, before the games, we don't stand a chance. And even that last game that we played against the USA would have showcased that specifically based off the players that were absent and the players who were available, and how Hallgrimsson deployed those players to make the game as close as possible in the game, in the 90 minutes, despite the difference, the very difference in quality, or should I say talent. But to make it so close, it's strictly surrounding the tactical aspect of the game. Now, one, we understand that work rate is a big factor, but the tactical aspect is what makes the major difference to our team at this present moment. That's the only difference that's not the only, but it's a major difference. So at this point in time, the reason why I decided to talk about this is solely because I want you guys to look at how we've been playing over the time period, over the duration, and how we're playing right now. We're playing a bit more tactically inept, players moving in the right position at the right time, players understanding their role, not just out there playing football. It's 11 of us. Let's try to see if we can play. Now, remember that we have the core for our team is playing in Europe, mostly in England. So the whole aspect is that a lot of persons might believe that because they're playing England, we're supposed to look a particular way, maybe a bit more dominant, maybe just because of that. But a lot of persons don't understand is most of the times it's 23 players coming to a team or 24 players coming to a team. And all of these players are playing a different system at each respective team. All of them playing a different, just saying. Unless you have one or two players who are playing at the same team. Unless for that sake. But most of these players are playing different football. Now, what Hallgrimsson is doing now is that when you reach the national team, this is how we will play. Latibodiere playing right back at his club. When we reach here, playing central midfield. Guess what? Now moving from central midfield to being one of the centre back pairing. Damian Lowe, centre back at his club. When you reach here, central midfield, as that seems to be now is more adapted position to play in. Leon Bailey at his club, wide right. Now, sometimes number 10, sometimes second striker, sometimes wide right, and interchangeable. Bobby Reid, wing back, right wing, various positions. So Bobby Reid is kind of flexible in that way. So what I'm saying is this is now the difference where you have a tactical coach who knows how to deploy his team with limited training session, with limited time to prepare a team. He can get those information across easy. So that's the reason why I decided, I'm going to have this conversation. What I want you guys to go and tell me in the comment section, do you see a difference in how we are playing right now? Do you think that we're playing different? Do you see any level of tactics? Do you see us developing a particular identity in how we are deploying, or Hallgrimsson is deploying the team right now? Tell us your thing in the comment section, smash the like button, hit subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again. Until next time, MG Sports TV. We're out. God bless. Enjoy your day, people.